And I'd like a brawl. You know, you promised me a little bit of a fisticuffs, a little bit of bloodshed on both sides. And at the moment, it did just feel like FURIA were kind of just clocking into the office and clocking out at 16-8.
Yeah, well, if Mirage was like the car park and it was two guys having a scrap after work, this is probably, well, FaZe walking into FURIA's gym. Because FURIA, they've played this one already with Junior, and Art had 32 kills, Junior had 28. That was against NIP just the other day. And we already know they're on form, so here's the big man himself.
Oh no, that's a nasty death for Rain. He was boosted up. Cold was supposed to be responsible, but okay, he's justified the bait. The bomb is there as well, so Katowice is actually going to be spotted out. Cold willing to peek off the back of that flash, so he has a huge amount of info. And oh, I think he may have spotted the toes of Junior as well. That's going to be conveyed and relayed.
Oh, and they're going to keep fighting here. So the P250 at this range.
One bullet will change everything. There it is. It changes the entire round. No longer is this a FaZe advantage. Yuri's on his way through toilet quite loudly. Brokey might be able to catch him on. It's a hard shot, very hard shot, so quick. And he's faked it. Oh, they are playing mind games with Brokey. He'll be hyper aware that that's a possibility, but as they cut noise, Chad, there'll be that little paranoia, that little whisper in the back of your head. And they've even got Brokey pushing for info long, so as they walk in, it's just going to be Twists on site. Yeah, just that contact kept Brokey so busy that it'll be Karrigan and Twist to defend, and Karrigan is baiting for Twist. This is a late trap that's going to be sprung here if they don't clear this barrel position. Karrigan needs to take all of the aggro. Yeah, he almost wants to start firing as soon as he can. Twist does spot one, a clean kill onto Junior. Yuri swings in with the Glock and looks good. Karrigan finding another. Yeah, low on Katowice now, 5 HP, and they're pushing him down. He's grabbed one, can't get the second. And that's going to be the pistol round for FaZe Clan. Now, pistol rounds haven't been a problem. 3 for 3. Yeah, it's the following rounds and then the gun rounds. So there's still a long game ahead of FaZe here. But if you remember FaZe of old, we'd always talk about it. We'd be like, yeah, you've got, you know, Olaf and Rain locking down A. So there was one Heaven and there was one Barrels, and he still got shot in the side of the head. Yeah, so Art is so cheeky. And not only that, if you watch that back, you'll see how much space Art took with his teammates not even close enough to trade. Colds are actually pushing forward into it. So this is the type of play we talk about with FURIA, right? That type of maneuver from Art is him trying to make the play for his entire team. Let's focus in on round number 2 as it looks like Junior's onto a Galil. Art was hanging around at spawn. I think he was hoping to get something. But they're operating with this one upgraded rifle. No plant makes the bigger buys much more difficult. A little bit of utility as well here as they're making their way up long. Okay. Now, if Brokey misses and gets tagged, Alex, he probably won't re-peek. So that's what we're looking for a FURIA pressure. Rain. MP9 is prime. Just a hero rifle. We know they like to do it. That's perfectly timed, isn't it? They're going through. Oh, and they actually get the 1-for-1. Brokey surges forward into the smoke. Into the smoke, though. This is a smart play from Brokey, but it may not pay off. He backs away. Art held the line. Not another one. FaZe cannot stomach another single Galil beating them down. It was an AK previous. They're just holding front of sight and being so awkward. Yeah, Coldzera's flank slowed down by the cut of noise. Karrigan's got more to find. Katowice falls as well. Art fills the feed. He's filled the feed again. Does go down eventually, but FaZe just wiping the sweat from their brow. There's no smiles, there's no joy. That was a hard-fought second round, and it really didn't need to be. And that's the thing, right? FURIA can make these rounds just so awkward. Like, it's, you know, when you're walking down the street. Let's see this frag. So yeah, just on the edge of the smoke, you get a clean kill. This is Art pre-aiming bank, but can't believe his luck as Brokey did surge into that smoke. And I thought he was going to try and let them run past, but as we know and as we saw, they're very comfortable just to hit pause. Which is strange, right? Because normally you want to take the space that you've just earned yourself. They're more than happy to let you take that space and then just shoot you when you're in it. And now their buy is going to be looking better than FaZe Clan's moving into round number 3, and they're yet to win a round here. So much damage done. AKs are out. Utility a little bit light here, so FURIA needs to be focusing on their crosshairs. Yuri through connector has 2 on the other side. Edging around the corner now. Oh, how does Art survive that? How he's still alive. Neither does he with 1 HP. Oh, the timing! Good swing. Karrigan doesn't find Art, though. He does take Yuri down, and it's traded by Katowice. So they're into B. 3 of them up the monster tunnel. Only Cold is actually within the site. So the bomb likely to be planted now. They heard door open, surely. Oh, these don't look like favorable MP9 duels, but Rain's AK fills the feed into a one-on-one. Vinny up against Cold. Art's actually around as well. Yeah. Excuse me, I forgot about that 1 HP. Now he's just got to finish the job. Takes down the healthy Vinny. He's got time. Kit on site. Oh, his teammates might have told him, yeah. Okay, his teammates saw it. He did not.
Still needs the kit.
Yeah, dude, and he's got to fake it out. He's so convinced it's shot. He's got smoke now. Smoking a kit, dude. You're running out of time. He hears him.
And there's no time for this. Cole just has to get on out of dodge.
Huh? Wow, Hart pulls it off with just the 1 HP. That is a brutal conversion from the boys of FURIA. They'll take that any day of the week.
All right, well, this one might be close because I think FaZe will probably want to buy back into this. You can see here just how awkward that initial fight was with Art.
Just as he looked away.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Karrigan finding just that right timing to punish. That's frustrating for Yuri, but they win the rounds. Cold gets Vinny completely unawares there, and it was just Art's survivability, right? Art didn't do anything other than make it difficult for Cold to put that bullet in him. So there it is. It will be the force buy. Broke into a scout. Famous for twist. A couple of deagles. FURIA still will have to work hard to get past this as Art swallows a grenade very early. All right, well, they know there was one jump spotting. They also know that there was a deagle in play. So 2 players are relayed back to being on the B-bomb site right now. And they've even brought a couple over for good measure here, FaZe Clan. So hedging their bets towards B within the early stages of this round. A monster smoke as well. And look at Art. He's just going to... Well, I thought he was going to take the space off of that. He respects it. Oh. Okay, Serato just misses his nade. That one was destined for barrels. And now back towards B they go. So everybody from FURIA getting ready to make the play up through short, through the monster tunnel, into these 3 players of FaZe Clan stacked on the side. And because of the passive nature of Brokey and Karrigan on A, they have no info. They cannot rotate early. They will have to wait for a tell.
Yeah, and that smoke on barrels should be deployed to keep him safe. Twist far from safe, though. Art sends him and his friends to the Shadow Realm. It's just who. Karrigan, late arrival, feels very reminiscent of FURIA's T-sides on Mirage here, just taking all the time they need.
I didn't go back and check the opening death and kill statistics in map number 1, so I might just have a look at that now because they were operating FURIA with opening kills consistently on their CT side. And if that continues to happen now on their T side, FaZe are going to really be up struggle street, right? We know they've only had a couple days practice. That goes for both of these teams, but I just think that FURIA, just as the squad, they're not changing in-game leader. They're bringing in an AWP. Art can put him where he wants, and the rest of the players all understand the system. So when you consider that, FURIA definitely have the advantage as far as understanding the way they want the game to be approached. And look at this, into B, they just, you know, tag him up through the smoke. They hear those bullets hitting the leg, and they just push on in, trading off of each other so well. It's crazy. I didn't think that FURIA were going to be able to recover so quickly with the departure of Henny.
Yeah, and I know you drew the comparison of 5 games each with the new rosters. The difference and the caveat is huge, though, and that is, of course, the fact that FaZe have changed their leader.
Yeah, exactly.
Twist joining the roster is definitely going to be an exciting prospect in terms of firepower upgrades, but seeing Karrigan join this roster and probably, I would imagine, operating with a blend of the old and a couple of his new boys that he's managed to just quickly make sure everyone's on the same page for their 3 days practice ahead of Katowice. So we're talking like just over a week from FaZe Clan trying to change it all up.
Have been a mess for a while as well, right? It's not like they come into a tournament with Karrigan as the in-game leader and Twist on the team and we expect them to immediately win the tournament.
They did have a kind of fairy tale run as a kind of sayonara to Olof, and if they get another one here, things can get really awkward for Yuri, but he does bail himself out of trouble.
Low on HP now, and that AK is still picked up by Rain. So there are problems yet for FURIA. Lots of time is one of their positives, and Brokey with that scout. So FURIA are very stubborn. They haven't dropped back. They don't want to head over towards A and see if anybody's pushed up towards Playground or Party. Just hanging around to continue to punish B, and this time FaZe again have lots of numbers on the site.
Oh, okay, an alternate boost for the door position.
Oh, he's caught him.
So good, so good. Vinny's gone too, and Yuri's low. This would be FaZe's first taste of the rounds they conceded versus FURIA on Mirage. Rain recovering that AK setup for success by his teammates, and then aiding him out. He'll go down. Good catch from Cold. Still into B, still so stubborn about it. Rain's in a prime position. Doesn't want to bring the fight to them. He's just hoping their head presents in the vice. Quick reactions from Serato. And their hopes and dreams start to fade, as does the light from the eyes of Twists. 3, FURIA convert nicely, and they're just so stubborn, Chad. Like, they are happy to, oh, okay, yeah, you're contesting B, you've picked up a rifle, we're just gonna wait.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot as well out of these, I want to say younger teams, right? It feels like it with VP, it feels like it with Spirit. These are the guys who'll go, they'll get entries, they'll tussle with you early, they'll get you flustered, they'll force your rotations, and then they'll go, we're just going to sit here, and if you want to come back for the space, you want to come for info, we'll punish you, and then we walk into the site and trade off of each other so efficiently.
It's like T-sides, you know, back in your day, Chad.
We just hold W?
Well, yeah, you get the kill on B, you're like, okay, smoke, plant, okay, set up the afterplant, dump the mollies, as opposed to what seems to be, you know, part of the meta that's shifting even more in favor of the Ts.
Oh.
Main's gone down. Brokey wants more. I don't blame him. The spray to suppress. They're tucked in. There's 2 of them there. Brokey can do it. No, he can't. A dink into art is all he has to show for his hard work. Well, now it gets awkward, Chad. Really awkward. Their numbers are split. 2-to-1 split. Karrigan hopes for info toilets. I think he might have to take some initiative and push for it. Nice nade for the barrel's position. No one's home.
With this, they will have to continue the aggression here, FaZe, because they completely lost track of where FURIA is.
Karrigan hasn't walked as far as I thought he might. Obviously operating under no information. They could be lurking long, walking toilets. He's right to be passive in that sense, but doesn't have any of that early warning system. And if they go long, he's not going to know anything until it's too late.
Yeah, Arch just kept them interested enough over towards B that Monster is a possibility. Twist even getting mollied out of
not going to hear anything here.
Well, and they are straight past Karrigan. They have lots of utility left, FURIA as well, if they want to get Molotovs into the site, smoke off. Karrigan would need to hope that they don't clear him, or he gets a good timing as they enter into the site.
If they plant, like, front dice, it's unlikely they will without the info toilets, though. Like, this is a bank plant every day of the week. Unless Art...
to push B as well, so Connector's coming up.
Okay. We saw how effective Kickett's late party plays worked on their T side for VP, and Karrigan's caught just as he walked out. He was starting to get paranoid, realized long was a problem. And Art is calling up a storm right now.
Yeah, they seem to be going the path of least resistance right there. FURIA, pip the gap, easy as you like. And it's more their positioning that gives them such an advantage in this 2-on-4. Art's already on the chase as well. So Contain now down towards Connector. Art shouldn't be aware that they're both tucked on down. He's just continuing to hold that shift key. So getting a little bit of a workout. Maybe his W's starting to lose the lettering. 113 ADR this early on for Art. And I was a little bit worried in the first half of Mirage when he was getting picked off a couple rounds in a row, but he shrugged that off like it was no dramas. And I guess that's when you're a ride or die entry fragger. You're not going to win them all, right? I think that's probably the mentality you have. If you do win them, that's the bonus. You just have to make space for your team, and Art's fantastic at that. 4-2. Money is troublesome, and I feel like we're going to be looking at similar scenes as to what we saw on map number 1 scoreline-wise, because if FaZe can't put up 10 rounds on the CT side, which they're almost out of reach of being able to do, and we're only 6 rounds of play, then their T side is going to be super difficult, right? Even if one of their players goes off and they take a lot of space, they're going to have to deal with the very, very disruptive T side of FURIA. Comms are going to be mental. Protocols aren't going to be there for everybody in Karrigan's system. So saved rifles, upgraded pistols, and more aggression. Art takes Sewer on his lonesome again. Such wide spacing. Nobody close to trade.
Holy moly, he is taking some liberties. Straight up short, tucks in on sandbags, and now he's an unknown entity. They have no information as to his location. Karrigan's playing a passive line. FURIA set up for success once again, and let's just watch as every second the FaZe clan boys are looking for answers and finding none so far. Silent dismount, credit where it's due. Art and Keserato ready to pop. Will there be util from Junior? Is that the way they set it up? They've still got such a boatload of it.
Looks like they want to head back to B. Right now, selling a bit of a fake right now over towards A is Vinny, smoking off front bathrooms. Molly divider, flash down connector. He's now clearing that out. There's so much utility again for FURIA late to do a proper execute. So even if there is 5 players from FaZe, it's going to be hard. But Art's just walking in.
Yeah, off the flash from his teammate.
Oh!
Regardless of being team flashed, he wanted to commit, and it may cost him. Karrigan's found himself 1, Twists as well, just Junior and Yuri. And he's thrown away his rifle for the frag.
Yeah, thought he could take that space, but FaZe have taken it right back, and now it's just Yuri, 30 seconds left.
This is a big win from FaZe. Let's not speak too soon. Cold Sarah confirms my suspicions. But yeah, that team flash is just, I think the timing was a little off. Art clearly had an intention to punish the Monster players, but the fact that he follows through with it regardless, he wanted to have the pressure as they mounted Monster, have some degree of distraction. It was just well handled by the CTs.
Yeah, they hedged that 5-man stack and it paid off for once. So it's,
did he turn? You know, he didn't. Okay, so it was just a case of...
Yeah, hope for the best there. Yeah, that's a bit of a rough one. Rain's able to dodge the... Whoa, okay. The second flash gets him just as he pulls the trigger there.
Everyone was doing the flashbang dance.
It's all right. He's a bit unhappy with that one there, but this is...
I mean,
the volatility of his play,
right?
We
were just talking about the fact that FaZe need a colossal CT side to stay competitive and to put themselves back into this sort of financial situation. I'm talking AKs and AWPs off the back of what was a very sketchy round. They're going for the boost.
They're triple boosting here. They're triple boosting here.
And Rain knocks them down. A little bit of an off angle. Damage was inflicted, but that's a good find from the CTs. They invested into the cheeky maneuver.
And they're still applying pressure. Look at this. Queserado's in.
Yeah, CT Smoke will play around it. He's comfortable.
Oh!
Nice from Carrigan. Quick, close quarters AWPing from Junior. Twist needed that. And he's found a double. Yuri left on his own on short, and despite the flash, he does find the head. He's still got 60 seconds. No need to rush it. The wall bang, not far off a low HP on Twist, but let's see what his intentions are. He's throwing out enough to keep the CTs on their toes. If he catches Cold's next cursory glance here, could have manifested. 4-4, important stuff, maintaining their weaponry. Where did Twist's weapon go? I think he was trying to find something and had a bit of an oopsie there.
Yeah, sometimes you hit that E button or you hit the G button. And,
so a triple boost. Now, you're supposed to be slipping off when you do 3, don't you?
When you're forced into a wall like that, what happens is you're going to slide eventually, but if you're looking straight, you're going to stay where you are. So that's why you see when the triple boosts are coming in, it's very directional in the way that you're looking. Because up top, you are slipping and sliding.
But you still have a degree of accuracy when you're leaning into the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the problems that we had with Mirage was it wasn't very brawly. That round right there started to get that way. So maybe, just maybe, we're still in for a bit of action-packed Counter-Strike here in the second map. FURIA will be calling their first time out just to talk through their options with these lower pistols and the AK-47s. And now FaZe, they're starting to work on something. This is
where the pep talk starts coming in, you know? You force a timeout. You didn't manage to force a timeout on Mirage. You got Art a little tilted in the previous. Well, I say you did. I mean, I think that the Team Flash probably did.
Well, here we go. What are we going to see out of FURIA with these low pistols? Because B-bomb site has just been the port of call almost time and time again. Late round, they've gone through long. They've gone for the punish.
All the necessary utils there to slow him down.
There's a one-way smoke that they've just thrown through Monster, I think, from the FURIA players, and that's keeping a lot of eyes drawn. 4 players from FaZe over towards B, but up short they go again. They're going to pounce on this.
They ended off the door to keep him paranoid, but they're coming up short fast. This is going to be such a good timing. Twists, get yourself ready. Bloodshed's incoming, looking good. Multi from Twists. Queserato doesn't get a chance to space out the 1v3.
It was a good idea. That smoke that you saw thrown a little bit deeper out the lip of Monster there is thrown by the T's. And I think I first saw Crystal throwing that. I'm not 100%, but it gives you one way to work with. Damn, it's still going
on the first map. I thought VP had match point and a couple of them, or map point, I should say.
Well, they could be winning this one right here.
And Young Yakinda, 27 bloody frags.
Yeah, lose this one and you're out. Not having Vitality as part of the big 3 in the playoffs.
Oh, that would be quite the blow for VP to throw. Looks like the tank. Oh my God.
Buster.
Oh my God, okay, VP win map 1.
All right, well, lots of action over there on the B stream. You know where to check that out.
Damn, son. That's a big scalp to be taken. Vitality are on life support. A map deficit, and that's for the playoffs. Or survival in pursuit of the playoffs. Now, a very, very mixed up T side here. First is B, now testing Rain and Brokey. Oh, and he actually hits
Got
it.
them all.
Yep, time for a little shooting gallery for Rain. Anyone else?
Keep peeking.
Learning our 3 times table. 3, 6, 900, 1200, 50, 50,
there it is.
100. There we go. That's a lovely bit of cash injected into Rain's bank account. He'll take that any day of the week.
That's what we could do. We could start doing stuff. What was it we watched as kids? Sesame Street. There was Big Bird.
What?
It was the
Count?
Yeah, Count Dracula. He was in there. Was he on Sesame Street?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then there was that guy in the bins. Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I think I've become Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, you do embody some of his qualities, I'll give you that. I just remember watching Sesame Street with a nice little bowl of frozen sweet corn, because I wasn't allowed sweets.
Okay.
That was the Richardson snack of choice.
The dancing in the sweet corn, all right.
Okay, yep.
We've learned a thing or two. Is the one-way smoke is going to be used by Art here. You get to see this one up close and personal in the eyes.
What's the one-way for?
Or they're going to boost over. So you can see towards barrels as well as the ramp. Now, them using the boost, I have not seen this before.
And then he can even walk around the... Oh, lordy lord.
Cheeky.
Yeah, it's cheeky. Twist typically has been playing that pillar, so I can't fault them for looking. And now actually throw out their own smoke. So they're into the site, not with the bomb, but 3 players invested into this monster tunnel, and that's a nade and a half. Art has himself shaken to the core. They re-smoke.
Boost again.
Another boost. Oh, they can peek into that lower ramp area. Cold, no info yet. Twists over the smoke, gets caught. He did do damage, found KSCERATO before he fell. And they are low. Cold opting to play a little more passive on sandbags. They still have to plant. Karrigan probably screaming it. And he's been found by Yuri's spray. Awkward if Art goes down, though. And he has. Cold confirms that's the bomb, and then some. Good frag. Junior's gone too. And now an ace clutch is demanded of Yuri if he wants to post a 5th. I think the element of surprise is present for a Brokey frag. Uh-oh, maybe even a Rain frag. No, Brokey, he's well aware. Still enables Yuri to find the first of this 1v3. There's information as to coldzera's location. Bomb's loose, 20 seconds. He will have to start thinking about that plant, and the CT's all too familiar with their time to strike will be that 5-second window as he starts to punch in the digits. Will it be a fake?
Oh, didn't even fake it.
And that's the end of that.
Good pressure. Very good pressure there from FaZe. 7-4 now, so we have a game on our hands here. I said I need at least 10 out of FaZe if we think they could be competitive on a map like Overpass, and they're only 3 away from doing so. And that is with the pistol, remember that. Good stuff from Cold. Now, the defense over towards B, coldzera and Twists, very potent, right? That is a very good defense. I think you use Twist a little bit more forward, coldzera there to support him up. It's a combo that I think will work quite well. Over towards A, you've got Rain and Brokey, and then Karrigan as the swingman. So we're learning about the CT setup here from FaZe, and this one makes an awful lot of sense. As Rain pushes forward, takes some info, and they want the one-way again over towards B.
He is so stubborn. He still wants to get away with this. Nades, flames.
Dead.
Finally falls. They threw it all at him.
They're really just trying to play with these gimmicks, right? We're not seeing a lot of executes as a team. They're just trying to work around these smokes and timings, and they're trying to punish FaZe with that. But because he's one at a time and the trade potential isn't really there, they're losing these openings. Oh, and when they're granted space, they also taper out a little bit. We've seen those boosts come in.
I'll also just list off, and it's often easy to do with FaZe Clan, especially when talking about Overpass, but I'll list off the B defenders you've got to get through. coldzera, Twists, and then Rain rotating in. It is going to be an individual test as well as anything else. He didn't check it. Big punish. Vinny, if he finds one more, that bomb can go down. Junior's charging towards the site. Rain tested and fragged. FURIA turning it around. Karrigan's been traded as well.
How has this happened?
It's getting awkward. Palm's a little sweaty now. Numbers favor FURIA. Even a weapon recovered. Vinny has it holding bank. Twists and coldzera both retaking. They know that they're the B players. We just talked about that. Up to A. KSCERATO planting on Optimus. He's just going to be standing there. They know that. Vinny's holding this line. It should be so easy. That's a frag from Cold. An important one. Weapon gone. Yuri, dice box is spotted, and KSCERATO swings out. They're playing this well. Just need the bullets in the right place. KSCERATO, survival. coldzera hunting. Time's on his side, and so is the Deagle. 3 frags from KSCERATO. FURIA steal a 5th.
Sprays the body as well there. Got a style point on the way out of the door, and that is a much-needed round from FURIA. It was starting to hemorrhage on their T side. I was talking about the gimmicks, the space that Art was trying to take. They're not really getting away with it. And here, just a Tech-9 punish from Vinny. How does he even double up on this? Yeah. That is 2 huge kills onto the side. And of course, Karrigan's left scrambling. Awkward place to find yourself.
It's an awkward 1v1 as well. I mean, Cold had so many advantages. KSCERATO is just a precise demon. All right. Last few tests. Let's see how they opt to approach the T side here. Now, actually going for early info on the CTs. So Brokey might be able to call Playground clear early. Twist will tuck in.
1 round over to A and then straight back towards B. So FaZe don't want to get punished by that early press again.
What do you make of this, though? Karrigan and Rain both sitting in the fountain smoke. I imagine as it fades and if there's no one.
Oh.
Vinny is there to punish this, but...
Yeah, he's going to peer out.
Okay, baiting Karrigan in. That's nice.
If Vinny just drops back here, Karrigan has all the info. Vinny's done nothing with that space.
Oh, Yuri makes a mess of it. Had a chance. Junior, however, did catch coldzera's first look into short. Wanted the info, catches a bullet. Carrigan's gone. Twist, what are you made of?
Has to slow him down here, Twist.
Can't, just gets caught on Art's swing.
Well, the bomb hasn't made it past yet. They can still cut Vinny off.
Oh, that's true. Rain has the opportunity. Vinny's all too aware of the possibility. Faps with his nades, and it costs him. Now the bomb. Suddenly, the power is in FaZe's hands.
He's going through.
Turns it. Rain too smart. Holds fast. 3 frags from the Norwegian. He is not giving up.
Where the hell is Art going? I think he expects one to be coming from spawn, but as we can see, both Rain and Brokey, they're hunkering down on this bomb right now, and what a difficult clutch this one will be.
Yeah, that late arrival of the bomb was everything.
This is the first fight, first test here. A low Rain.
Sprays there if he just finds Brokey. And that's the AWP in the feed. Saves the day for FaZe. It did get nice and close, but FaZe stealing that one. 8. In pursuit of the double digits. Haven't really said Brokey's name once, really. You've been checking out on A. Of course, it's been all those B hits and all those ratty smoke maneuvers. But going to be very interested to see if one of the most impressive names in that FaZe clan roster did. What a signing it's been, and seeing him flourish under Carrigan is something I'm excited to see. But at the moment, it was Rain's frags that really did bring that one and lock that one down. Important from Brokey. Not letting that one slip away.
Now, the money over there for FURIA is a bit hodgepodge, right? They'll be able to drop some guns, and that's actually what they're doing. But there's going to be a lot of pistols around this AWP and AK setup. So a lot of faith within Junior and Art. And the other 3 are going to have to try and pick up what gets dropped for them along the way. If they win this round, FaZe Clan's money's in the bin, and FURIA can net up an 8-7 and be happy with those 7 rounds on the half. FaZe's money is teetering right here, and you can see that there's an MP9 in the mix for Twist and Carrigan. Rifles for coldzera and Rain, and we're back underway with what looks like a quick little entry from Junior over towards Shaw. He's about to be presented with his MP9 from Carrigan.
Oh, what a frag. He gets a double. Taking some of their heaviest investments out of the round already, again with the smoke gimmick. FaZe giving him nothing for that. Cold will look to take this duel. Brokey missing his. coldzera deleted. It's just about Art. The only weapon that still stands. Trying to keep him on the edge of their seat here, and he'll use that smoke to isolate potential Carrigan fight.
He's in Binny.
He wants another boost.
Yeah, this is so strange.
Oh, spotted on the jump up, dinked and deleted. Rain from miles away. Snatching a 9th here.
I'm a bit perplexed by FURIA with this. They've had so much success when they have headed back to A, especially with that round where Vinny just strolled out long and get 2 kills with the Tech 9. And I understand you have to pressure B first, but they're already under siege at B. It's like, you go on B, you go on B, you go on B. They haven't really changed their tact whatsoever. So this is huge from Carrigan. I said he had less than ideal weaponry, makes it work with the MP9. And from there, it's just 1 at a time, getting picked off, getting picked apart, and 9 for FaZe now. So they're 1 away.
Okay. You set the goal. They're looking to jump through that hoop. Let's see if there is a bit of a change up in the core. It does seem it will be the case. So we are going to be seeing a little bit of a new test for Brokey, and he'll get the information at least. Cold on long. Oh, it's double AWP. Good chance for Cold. Tries to turn the flash, and it's just Vinny's trade. So they'll take that. That's information, albeit an even trade.
I'm getting Carrigan to do the dirty work here. So they're putting him very forward. On the T side, you'll see him a bit aggressive as the in-game leader.
They're going back to B, so Carrigan's angle here will be able to call the cross, if not punish it. Katowice likely to go a little ahead of the pack. So Carrigan's not actually holding this for the cross.
Yeah, it's an awkward angle that he's playing right now, and I think just jumping across, maybe some of those footsteps would have been heard. That information could draw Brokey back.
Who's responsible for Monster right now?
I think they're playing retake on the side. They're not expecting them to walk in without any sound cues, and of course, that's exactly what's happening.
So yeah, playing retake from short. FURIA can't believe their luck.
They're still walking in. Twist is going to get a real rude shock.
If he tucks into sandbags, there isn't an incendiary to force him out.
Carrigan's behind him.
Can get the flank here. Twist will relay the information. Carrigan continues to walk.
Coming.
Yuri tagged up, but it's Carrigan that we care about. Junior's looking to plant. Carrigan has a multi-kill here. He needs both, and he has. Just Katowice on the site. Vinny's there too. Flashes him. Oh, good move from Katowice. He takes back control. Brokey on heaven. He's known. Seems like Rain is too. And they've got 10 seconds. They need to plan. They need to plan now. Misses his shot. Vinny, 5 seconds. He's just run out of time here. He'd need both frags. And with his back turned, it's 10. FaZe looking good on Furia's pick. Maybe there's a series ahead of us after all. FaZe definitely getting under Furia's skin a little with their defense. And now it's about seeing if they can convert and take us to a third. It was a very convincing Mirage. You can see the emotions running high throughout that first map. And into the second. Vinny certainly probably the one with his heart on the sleeve the most at this point in time. We're into the FaZe second half, though. They're on 10-5 for Furia. Defensive start for Furia here.
See if they can get 4 pistols, Alex, because FaZe have been looking hot on the pistol rounds.
100% pistol conversion if they get this one. Second round scary as well. And oh dear, Art caught a little flack there early. On his descent, I think. And looks like the USPs are honed in nicely. FaZe is set to frag.
Just getting whittled down just in these duels with the USPs, so they have to...
Okay, now we're talking. Everyone's crosshairs looking spicy.
No one's missing right now.
I'm not talking Madras, I'm talking full Vindaloo.
That's getting hot in here as... Look at this, just everywhere there's fights going on.
I half expected Twist to hit that first time as well. Everyone's looking pretty damn good right now. So, okay, back up into the toilets, finds an off angle for a moment's respite. There's more to come. Vinny rotating in as well. Fair play. Gamble, you're at the numbers disadvantage. 60 seconds, they can go anywhere, though. And Carrigan is pulling the strings from the graveyard.
Yeah, they still have this smoke and Molotov, so it looks like they want to throw them from long and push back a bit of pressure, make sure there's no eyes on. Smoke from cold.
Makes me uncomfortable how loud it is.
That's all right. That grass, Alex, it takes away a lot of those footsteps. So Molly's smoke is in, and both players from FURIA are here.
Okay, spots the hand, swings in, and Vinny's little angle enables him to find the one. Maybe Serato will be able to individually find him. Main does find the double. So FaZe winning their 4th pistol. 100% conversion rate.
Okay, well, that's really set them up here to take us to map number 3. And if we get there, well, I think FURIA on train might have a thing or two to say, because this was their map choice. This is a map we are yet to see FaZe since the addition of Carrigan
Imagine
play.
trying to beat FURIA on train, T-side, like having a T-side against FURIA's CT on train with 3 days with your leader. Like, that's going to be a conversation for when we get there.
A tall task, some might say, as FURIA actually want to get in with a force by now. This is a very risky round. Their force buys so far have been good in terms of when they lose control, they just hold on to their weapons. They've done a great job of whittling down FaZe, especially when we consider back on Mirage. Here's one of those triple boosts again for everybody at home. This was a very common triple boost. You can see Yuri slides there into the corner, so he can just stay perched on his 2 teammates' heads if he wants. Doesn't have to. And he's going to get on out of there. So Smoke's over towards B, and it's all a bit of a ruse. The majority of the attack from FaZe Clan are coming out through Fountain. Now, up through middle here, around the bathrooms. Nades coming in just to make sure nobody playing cheeky around the smokes.
Yeah, Junior does have the perfect weapon for the job here. Like, if he wants to find information, he might be able to actually do damage while they walk up toilets. That is, if they walk up toilets. It seems like he's actually...
I just saw nothing on that jump, and the door was closed as well. So I'm not certain as to why they're calling this B stack, and it's too late now. You were talking about Junior being able to find tags with that scout. He's going to be out of position.
Anymore. He's staring at flames, and that was his one opportunity sailing past him. Carrigan crosses to Optimus.
Yeah, probably just hold on to this upgraded pistols and armor here, FURIA. Don't try and go back into a 5-on-5 retake on the A bomb site. This will be the 12th for FaZe, and I am very impressed that they've been able to play so well on a map we haven't even seen them have an official on, right? They must have known where their weaknesses are. It's difficult to know what your home map is after 3 days of practice.
Certainly.
Having Mirage as a default is just very FaZe-esque. You never know, their best map might end up being Overpass. You know, we'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. It's a nice shot from Yuri. That'll be a Galil if they want to grab it.
I don't think they're going to get away with grabbing it.
2 behind the rock?
Yeah.
Oh.
This could hurt. There's a lot of Kevlar, a lot of weaponry. Ooh! Flashed him. More damage from Twists. Can't quite knock Yuri down. He actually catches Brokey, so forces a lot of the rebuys.
That was pretty good, actually.
That's actually going to get costly.
Yeah, it would have been ideal if they could get their hands on the guns, but doing the damage and forcing FaZe into another expensive round, if they can do that again here with what they've managed to carry across, now we're talking. But this is still for FaZe. Great stuff, simple as you like, no resistance. These are the anti-eco rounds that you like. You know, you make the call, you walk through, you don't see anybody, you're able to plant the bomb without anybody taking any damage. So, really good stuff. And here's the scout of Junior again, will be flashed off. Doesn't hang around, smoked off as well, and that's just how quick and how much pressure they can apply. But they're doing pretty much the same thing they did last round, FURIA. The triple stack over, 4-man B-lean as well.
If we pretend like that round didn't happen, it didn't, right?
The scoreboard still counts, so a couple more to get to 16, but it's a B hit this time, and they're into the stack.
Carrigan, nothing, absolutely nothing. It's chaos in the smoke, rain, uncomfortable. Needed that from Brokey, needs more. And he can't. Yuri's deagle hurts. And another one from Yuri. Oh. Every bullet connecting. FURIA looking to turn the tables, and they are so low though. Twists on for a 1v4, and he's hitting every shot. 1v1 already. You blink and you miss it. Art, though, element of surprise. He missed his chance. The little burst from the MP9 whistled past the ear of Twist's quiff. Oh dear, Art will get it. Just crouching around, he crab walks in, and FURIA are going to seize a lot of momentum off the back of that.
Oh, big round to win for FURIA. They can get back in this one now, but I just want to draw the contrast for everybody at home. In that first half, when you saw FURIA take that space, what did they do? They put the brakes on. FaZe forced forward through the smokes, pushing right into the hands here of Yuri. So much damage done, and Twists, well, his aim's fantastic, but he can't even bail them out of this one. Oh, the stack, you're right into it. But you see what I mean? They're pushing those smokes. They're taking the fight.
That changes everything. They're going to force in, so FaZe are going to look to try and tip the scales back in their favor, but
immediate double AWPs on
Yeah,
response.
you can see the finances have completely shifted. If they can hold on to these, start stringing them together, it could be a very long road to the 13th for FaZe. Let's see, double AWPs are out and fragging. Fully invested a FaZe. They've already lost Cold. It looks like, oh, the jiggle from Rain was just enough to get him out of toilets, but not to get past Serato. Junior heard that and converts that.
Oh, Junior.
Comfortable.
Twists. Big shots last round, 1 on 5 this round. He's got the aim to do it. And he's been given all the room in this team to do as he pleases.
What chemical do you think you'd have to fill the balloons up with to look like that?
Forever?
Yeah, I mean, like they've lasted for years.
Maybe,
it's not a chemical, it's a gas, Alex.
Well, maybe they fill them with concrete and think about it.
Well, you do jump on them, right?
Yeah. You couldn't do that on helium balloons.
Yeah, and the string isn't string, it's adamantium or something.
Exactly, holding the concrete up.
Yeah, holding the concrete.
It's just an illusion.
Balloon sphere. Well, he's having a little walk.
How many is he getting?
I just realized the bank's called TTK. Does Rush know what TTK means?
I hope so, Rush.
That's time to kill. AK-47.
Rush, how many is Twist getting on this round?
I would say maybe 2.
Maybe
I think
2
here.
Alex, how many you got?
I've got ace clutch.
I've gone with 1.
Shoot.
We're all wrong. All right, well, we tried. We all took a stab in the dark right there, and those AWPs, again, such a problem. We saw CT side Mirage, how difficult of a time FaZe had dealing with those, right? Trying to get mid dead, trying to go for your standard lurk plays, Arts up in Palace killing you. So let's see how much impact they can have this time. The pistols and the upgraded low buys from FaZe, if they get a good trade or a good entry into a site like the B bomb site, the AWPs can get locked out. Then we got to roll back to 2017 with like Immortals days of combat AWPing, Henny and KNG getting stuck in on retakes. But let's just wait a second, because I think the way that FURIA used these AWPs, it's going to be difficult for FaZe to take any space.
Yeah, one can imagine so. Throwing their Glock bodies into what should be a passive hole. You can see actually both Art and Junior falling back into more passive lines. And Art just has a lovely little shooting gallery too. Junior's third. Couldn't be quicker, couldn't be cleaner.
All right, well handled. The AKs will come back out. No AWP on the board for Brokey here. Finances just aren't there right now. And this gap, well, it's closing very quickly. 12-8. FURIA coming alive here on their CT side.
I mean, Chad, I'm really glad that you made that comparison as to when FURIA got into Monster Control early and when FaZe did.
Yeah.
Like, it helps not only justify what FURIA are doing, but also helps me kind of see the negative connotations to FaZe's proactive hunt. Like, the smokes were still up, and some of those were CT smokes. I understand a little more as to the prowess FURIA flexed with their patience. Now, let's see what Art's up to with his aggressive AWP. Surely they check it. No way, he shoots one in the back of the head again.
Oh
Arrogant.
my God.
Then Brokey meet Art's AWP, and it's pure Art. More to come, I'm sure. Just flowing around the smokes in the fountain. Twist found, go on, son. 3 done, round 1. Art's AWP has made it so damn awkward for FaZe.
What are you meant to do? What are you meant to do? He's making all the plays you shouldn't.
Yeah, he is. He's thrown the rulebook fully out the window.
The double AWP overpass A setup. It's a classic. One that shouldn't function. One where Art shouldn't get away with that.
I mean, especially because this is rifles, right? This is FaZe have just stomached 2 Eco's half buys. This is your chance to like try and set something up, try and have a long 90-second round, and 3 of you just lose your rifles to his AWP.
How many of those do you think didn't even get to take a shot that round?
Oh God,
right?
I don't think Twist pulled the trigger, dude.
When you're making a play like that, you can see Coach Gary right there hyping him up, because that's such an impact play. You expect the AWP to go for the pick, fall back to the bathrooms, go for the next pick. Let's having none of that.
That is gonna hurt, man. It pains me, and I'm not wearing a FaZe jersey right now.
He didn't get the instruction manual when he bought the AWP. That was nuts.
I'll take that any day of the week. I'm sure Rain will too. The Viking strikes.
Now this is where problems could happen, right? It's the rifles left over on the B side. Both AWPs are over towards A. If they have to retake, Yuri needs something here.
Yeah, not going to see another one of them from Rain nor Carrigan. And in through the grey screen, it's 1 for 1. Just Brokey though. He's caught by Yuri's swing. And poor old Brokey doesn't even get the deagle treatment. His Glock is enough for some lethality. 10 found. FURIA closing this gap and closing it quick. They haven't even had too many casualties over the course of this string of rounds.
Yeah, and that is reflected in the bank balance right now. Serato yet to buy had 13K. You can see most of the players on FURIA left with a lot, but that is a great shot, isn't it? Just the little look over.
I mean, everyone's pre-aiming it, but like, you know, it's a it's kind of it's a necessary evil. It's information. It's pretty much safe information. It's very rare people can get away with hitting shots like that, but when they do, my God, testament to just how good these players are in the server tonight.
Brokey wants to take a fight with these AWPers. Now, one of the criticisms I read online about Brokey is people don't think he's aggressive enough of a rifler. Rifler or AWPer, even. So let's see if he can take a fight against either Art or Junior here and come out on top.
And we also have such a luxury that ex-FaZe coach is here to break it down when we get to that post-match segment.
Yeah, having Yanko doing those telestrator breakdowns, I've been loving it.
Yeah, man.
Makes it look so easy.
Oh, no info, no info. So standing on the barrel has kept cold as an unknown quantity.
FaZe haven't really taken too much space just yet. They've shown the intent to do so with that front bathroom smoke. Now they're clearing out towards Divider. That puts pressure on this A setup. Junior still over towards the flower pots at long, so might get a fight against Twist here if he hangs around.
Oh, so flash, but they're faffing around with a run boost. They won't be able to punish a knee immediately.
They flashbacked as well, so this is the fight we're talking about with Brokey, and he wins it.
Not bad. More required. Art fills the gap, so it's a 2-2 split of the CT's resources. This is where you want to see the mid-round shape up. Some proactive play. Don't want to see any just lingering. We see direction already in the FaZe Clan roster's ranks.
Info here. Big fight right now.
As it fades, Cold's ready for it. Oh, and he's so ready for it. Catches the Vinny walk up.
Short.
An important trade from Yuri. They know where he is. Carrigan swings straight on in and confirms.
Yuri needs to live here.
Oh, is Twist willing to plant that bomb? That is brave. Rain will catch him, and now things do get more difficult for the retake. 4 to find. And I think that might be just too tall of an order.
Yeah, now that bank I was talking about, it is still built for FURIA, but thinking the long game here, no point throwing 2 bodies at the 4 that currently hold on to this B bomb site. Time ticking on down, seeing if they can find any exits or maybe anybody over peaking. So Art has a chance. Shot misses, and now FaZe can start to back on off. I think that shows the intent. Caserado wanted to grab this AWP towards long. Fantastic observing work right there, and he will get it. So, yeah, I do read a lot of people who think that Brokey's not aggressive enough of an AWPer, which I can maybe see what they're saying. You don't need a hyper-aggressive AWPer, in my opinion, all the time, especially when you had, like, Nico on your team in the past as an entry fragger alongside of Rain. But that fight right there, that is a massive thumbs up. He wins that duel, puts pressure on the rotation. They have to play a 2-2 split, and because of that, they're able to win the round. So,
wow, look at that. You can see the faces of some of the most stressed fans in Counter-Strike history. There they are. They've had to be put through thick and thin. Furia's 3rd timeout, testament to FaZe making them work.
And there's probably a lot to talk through here, but you were talking about the communication earlier about this transition to English. These moments here is where it's going to be harder, right? I would say that there might even be situations when the pressure is really on, that everything's done in Portuguese, and then one of them will translate later in English and just say, hey, Junior, we need you to do this. It's because these 30-second timeouts, it feels like you can get through them very quickly. Also, the freeze time, you maybe haven't communicated every little detail that you normally would.
Well, once we get to the point where we all just get that little chip implanted in our brain and we can perfectly understand every language that we hear.
Well, we've already had that, right? I thought we did this morning.
Oh, yeah, we did. We just got that up our nose.
Don't spread the conspiracy theories, Chad. People will actually believe you. All right, all right. Oops, 2 of them.
Research. 13 to 10 as they descend down the ladder. FaZe Rain contests, and so does Art. He's actually charging straight up towards the fountain. He did pop off last time. He threw a bit of aggression into the mix. This time, no one's home.
Even FURIA know not to hang around when those smokes start to fade. You don't know what's on the other side. So control being taken from FaZe here across the map as they are very cautious over towards A, but Connector and B, they're happy to apply a bit more pressure. Lots of spamming, lots of bullets down range as Rain has had success. He's cleared that out. That little internal timer on Junior has told him it's time to get on back, and he'll be watching along with the AWP while Art stays forward. Flashed off. He might not have seen that cross.
Rain's having a star performance so far here on Overpass, and used to be known for the dirty work he got done in toilets. Now it's Art that's going for an aggressive maneuver. I can't believe
he has to get one on a play like this. He has to get one.
Oh, wow. Eyes like a hawk. He spots up Junior. Art could catch this punish if Rain's not too aware of the potential. Art is playing with fire here, and he still gets one. Anticipating the trade. Rain doesn't want to give it to him. Brokey's shot misses as well. He's got Caserado calling for the backup now. And they can set up a crossfire here if Caserado wants to tuck in. Oh, Carrigan, he walked all the way into the B site, felt like it might have been clear, thought he was relaying safe info, but a late peek from the barrel's position. So, Yuri ready for it. And Vinny, just before he lost his vision, does manage to line up the headshot. Will be the 11th for FURIA. They don't lose a single man during all of that escapade.
We can really quite easily see the difference, right? When the opening kill goes for FURIA with the AWPs, they're able to handle that quite easily. When they lose it, the pressure's on because they take a lot of these risks, right? Art there, when I say he has to get one kill, if he pushes forward and dies there, that applies so much pressure just to Junior, and then the B bomb site becomes weaker. But because they know that that third man is still in float here, FURIA are able to start that, and that's great awareness from Yuri. They're aware of every possibility, right? They're like, well, you're going to probably play the gimmicks, you're probably going to try and play around the smokes that are available to you. And they're punishing exactly that. So the guns are back out for FaZe here.
Both of the AWPs are in party, Chad.
Yeah, they've been running this in multiple rounds, right?
It's just so peculiar. I've never seen a double AWP setup charge towards party together.
If they keep hitting their opening shots, they can run away with this time and time again. It doesn't even seem to matter with the amount of pressure that FaZe is applying. And there's even more damage through the board. So 3 players from FaZe with a minute 25 left on the clock are half HP or less.
Yeah, regimented FURIA.
Oh, and they're doing the triple boost now?
Buy like this?
Oh, it's just a jump spot. Okay. I've seen this a couple times. Teams are operating with like MP9 will jump spot over that wall and use the jumping accuracy. But that's good info just off of that one little peak. It's probably safer to do so as well.
And it puts 3 players on A now.
Yeah, so this rotation is looking like they've made the right call. And FaZe might feel like they can go back towards A. That anti-eco they were able to get in when nobody was home. And that round that they got the pick onto Junior, maybe they think they can find another kill here. Because all 5 members are slowly starting to comb on up long in bathrooms. The utility is very light though, Alex. Look, there's no smokes for an execute onto A here.
"40 seconds. A 4-man attack, leaving coldzera to fend for the flank. It's only flashbangs, as you highlighted, Chad. It should enable the AWPs to hit their shots, and the AWPs are hitting every shot they take. FaZe can't even get into the site, held at bay by bullets and flames, flashes. Every fight feels unfavorable. Brokey narrowly escapes.
Are they chasing? They're also putting pressure on here, so they're going to try and take this away. It's just a matter of how far can Brokey get. Collapsed in from all sides here. Brokey's AWP. After time, it's going to be a nightmare. He's grabbed one.
Oh, but Vinny's so ready. And at least he goes down before the clock hits 0. FURIA 12, FaZe 13. First timeout taken by Carrigan's new squad.
Small little note here, while we do have this timeout, you can note that they went for the AKs again. They didn't pick up a secondary AWP for Art. The AKs are more valuable because of where the cash is at. They can reinvest in these AWPs, no worries whatsoever. So with FaZe having a round like this is where if Carrigan had 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, I would expect a pocket strategy, right? Like a really fast execute, something that he's geeked out on. You know, he's been there in the shower, washing his hair, and it just pops into his head. What about this combination, right? I'm not sure they're going to have that just yet as FaZe, but they can still use their individuals with some basic smokes. You get a fireman coming in to put out a molly as you extinguish and go in, some good flashes and entry, and we're on. I mentioned the double AWPs, difficult to retake. This would be the perfect time to spring a trap on B.
I like the call. Easy to justify, as you highlighted, but there's so much cash for FURIA. These AWPs given a whole bit of load of confidence, and these double AWPs holding long and toilets respectively. We'll get some friends. Nade looks perfect, actually.
Pushing through that smoke, they're trying to punish the space of the AWPs here.
Yeah, taking a lot of early space, flooding into the toilets early. I think Art all too aware as to what's going on here, and he will recede into the site.
This might be quick, and the riflers aren't close just yet, so they're going to smoke, flash, and go.
Junior pulls the trigger, as does Art. These AWPs just hurt so bad. FaZe can't find any leeway, any gaps. Junior and Art, the double AWP duo, dastardly destroys another. 14 for FaZe, a distant dream. Cold has recovered a weapon, though, off of the corpse of Art, and not for much longer. Junior denies it as well.
Wow, 13-13, I cannot believe we're tied up here. And you can see what FaZe were doing, right? We'll make sure you have no lines of sight, we'll get up behind our own smokes, we'll flash again and go. There were even flash assists as the kills were coming through, but obviously the Ts were more blind than the CTs there because those shots didn't seem to miss whatsoever. The fact that they're playing the AWP in this position...
Look at the flash assist. I'm sure that, you don't know how much vision they had, but Carrigan was filling the feed there. I think they may have been a miscommunication. It looked like they had their vision, But either way, Junior's got a big smile on his face. A double AWP hold of A, and it works. Everything they could possibly desire, every bell and whistle. Art again, practically a one-way.
He's everywhere.
He's taken down the star of the show, a double from Katowice, and Jesus. Cold and twists.
Hear that bell we just heard ringing? It's not the train coming, it's the game over, because right now FURIA are locking this one out. These gun rounds have been so convincing once they get the openings. It's just like Mirage.
Get this one out of the oven because it's done.
2 on 5 again. Cold and twists. A couple of nades to work with, but hardly any space. Look at Cold. He has to be aware of pushes from everywhere.
Oh man, it's just it's a joy to watch. Really is a joy to watch. Trying not to simp too hard for Art here. There we go. At least stops it from being a perfect defense. And a second chance for Twists doesn't quite hit the mark. Cold off the back of the flash trying to take a space, and clean from Vinny. Long range duel wins it out. Closing in on max money, understandably so when you're on such a streak of rounds. They've put together another 4 off the back of their burst of 5.
And remember, pistol rounds again. All 4 in this series have gone to FaZe.
This double kill, like this is a pure transfer. He does not let go of mouse 1. And Art manages to not only, not only is Katowice being boosted, but Art finding the frag on short means that there's attention completely drawn away from Katowice. We talked about how it's such a common pre-aim, not when you've just lost a player swinging up short.
Precisely, and this is FaZe clan with max loss bonus.
Look at him, he's got some serious pep in his step now.
He's been picking towards this deep line time and time again. Will he expect him close? The scope's been heard, they know he's here.
Yeah, it's not a fun duel to take when you know there's a scope.
Oh, he's pushing.
Oh my lord, and Brokey's playing anti-flash. He looks like a sitting duck.
On.
Nasty death for Brokey to concede his 18th. Not been having a good go of things. Oh, and Art's found another. Twist just tried to punish. He's supposed to be trapped on that side of Monster, but doesn't feel that way.
Oh, he's aware of it.
Yeah, needed that. And the fact that he gets away gives the T a slight advantage if they just slow this one down. Doesn't need to be such a rush.
Oh!
He has no idea just how close that one was. So they've thrown the flashbangs to enable Karrigan to sneak on out towards toilets, and he's pegging it.
Art's going to keep on searching here. We're going to get multiple duels all at once.
Oh! An uncharacteristic miss, a hard flick to hit, but Rain, more impact frags from him as if he could have any more. And Junior's just rotated off, just as Karrigan be able to make that call. Is the bomb walking up? Yeah, it is. Staying as silent as they can. It's shaping up nicely. Junior's decision-making here will determine FURIA's chances of a 15th.
Oh, he's in so much trouble. He has no idea Karrigan's in bank. That's the round. Katowice 1 on 3.
Huge.
He was kept at bay by one little sound cue that Rain made in sewer. That's why Junior started rotating back and forth again for the second time in the round. And now the money's good. I would like to see him go for at least damage. Aware of the flank possibility of Rain here. If he just takes his time, clears through these tunnels, gets towards the bomb, he's got himself probably about 25 seconds to work with here. Any damage he can do to this FaZe economy is great.
There's one. Sent back to spawn. Old Terran nearly losing everything. He does recover the AWP off of Junior's cold dead hands. 14, keeping it close and just evades that bomb blast. All right. So yeah, you've won all the pistols. You've won a crucial round to regain control of your own finances. You get your independence back. And last time out called by FURIA.
Yeah, so this one here is going to go right down to the wire. Haven't had many 2-1 games. Alex and I've covered here on the A stream. Mainly 2-0s all throughout Katowice, only with a couple of close matches thrown in here, there, and everywhere. Everything they want for this round and everything they want for next round as well, FURIA. Whereas FaZe, because they're only getting the win bonus and had only 2 players survive, had to drop across to make this one work. Money is low. Rain 27. Lovely stuff from him. 26.
I mean, yeah, it's a strong trio, isn't it? When you look at the competency levels, you've got a Canadian, a Brazilian, and a Norwegian. It doesn't get more of an eclectic mix than that. Some of the very best from their regions, all in the same jersey. Now, just need 2 rounds. The 14th is great. Previously, though, when FaZe have had these advantages. They often have conceded early casualties in the following round, and Rain wasn't far off from being that. Tagged up, still actually surging forwards.
Yeah, he's taking space here.
Speaking of space being taken, that double AWP party peak is back. There's no one home at all, but that should be information at the very least if they continue to probe and push.
Taking a little bit of a look towards Connector now, so they're aware of the possibility here, and this is a slower approach early from FaZe. Not getting stuck in with too many tells, not too much spamming. At this point, they can just leave Junior over towards A on his lonesome. He's even going to fall a little bit more passive now as Art needs to get closer in case it is one of these B explodes. More utility being limped on out.
It seems like Karrigan's going for late investigations, though. I want to focus on this. So he knows they like to go for early info. He doesn't have a flashbang to get himself out here, so he could be mincemeat to Junior's AWP.
At least you can see...
Oh, there goes Rain, finished off eventually.
Bowled him right there in the pipe.
This is it. They know they like to go for early info plays. When there's nothing, they pull back into the site. It's enabled Karrigan to once again get this walk-up going. With a casualty B, Art has no info short. It's going to come down to timing. I think, yeah, FURIA starting to work this one out. Good flash, but Karrigan was caught too. He doesn't have the info. Neither does Junior. Want to slip the net. Good flash again. They're keeping him completely locked in. Peeks into Brokey. Chance now, the plant on Dice. Keserato desperately tries to deny. The spray's not there. Twist has taken down one. Not known to be an AWPer. Keserato recovers one in pursuit of a fresh mag. There you go. Vinny and Keserato, what's the smoke situation? None.
Nothing.
And Brokey's added another to his list. It's good to see his name in the feed a bit, maybe even a third. That'll do nicely. T-side AWP converts a 15th. Brokey delivers it on a silver platter.
Oh, we're going the distance here. It's either 16-14 FaZe or overtime. Again, the double AWPs are out. And when FURIA are not gifted those opening kills with the AWP...
The opening, it makes sense.
You can see how they're struggling, right?
Let's see Keserato, like, he was trying to land the spray. It's just through that corner of the boxes. You can see the angle was just awry. If he'd been able to deny it, could have got very awkward and wouldn't have seen those individual duels go that way. But Brokey, big stuff from him. The flashes towards Optimus as well really enabled them to have the element of surprise. Karrigan slipping the net first, Brokey peeking on the second. Well, FaZe, it's been a stressful overpass after conceding that bit of a flustered and rushed B take against the Deagles. That gave FURIA the momentum to close the gap to where we stand. Everyone's got everything they could desire. Skimped on a kit, perhaps, a nade or two, but it's time. 2 minutes thrust onto the clock, a third map, or an overtime, hang in the balance. And a different flavor. Keserato heading towards the underpass, alongside Art. Rain, perhaps to receive them. Oh, good flames. Wants to keep the pressure on, boosting for info. Making it very clear.
They took a bit of a risk there, FURIA. They only had one player B early, expecting not to go quick, and that was the right call. But FaZe still, with the lion's share of their forces over towards this backyard position. If anybody peeks from FURIA, they go down, and then they can run onto the site, flash through. Cold Zero taking space.
That flash, timing of it will be everything. He hasn't got the cues necessary yet. Forced out of position, 4 of them walking into Monster. Last time they tried to push through these smokes and it cost them the round, cost them many rounds. It looks to be happening again. Through the smokes they go, and the spray is just too damn good. Cold, you've got 10 HP. Vinny even finding twists on the edge of the smoke. Vinny with the USP. OT, OT. Brokey says NO. Brokey needs another, and he's found it as well. Perfect time to find some life. Smoke will evade Brokey from that AWP gaze. He'll peek back into it though, Junior. It's a winnable 1v2. Incendiary indicates he's coming from heaven. Twist underneath him, which makes life very difficult for him. And Brokey's missed it. Junior's got a chance and he won't get the twists. Secures it, and FaZe just pull it across the line. 16-14.